Hi. Welcome back to another episode of Heartflow, the podcast, where I talk about whatever I want. Um, whether that is topics that cross my timeline or my newsfeed, or something I may be going through personally through my healing journey, or if it's a topic that is brought to my attention by a friend or associate that they want me to give a my clinical perspective on, and I do that. I don't always give my clinical perspective because it doesn't warrant every topic doesn't warrant a clinical perspective, so I don't. Um, so I give my own perspective, how I feel as a Black Christian woman, because that's who I am. But also, I'm just Shayla, and that's the opinion that you will receive. Um, so honestly, I am retaking, or not retaking, but I'm redoing this introduction because technical difficulties, okay? And I don't like it. So I'm redoing this part. Soon you will see the full length of the episode, and I will look different, clearly. So, but before I was talking about my trip to Portland and how I spent my time with my brother. I was in Portland for last weekend, Thursday to Sunday, supposedly. And I had a good time. I was with my brother. I spent time with my brother. That's who I was with, my brother. That was the purpose of the trip. The goal of the trip was to just be with him. And I was with him and I had a good time doing that. Um, I was there Thursday through Monday, actually. My flight kept getting canceled. So I eventually was like, I don't trust y'all. I'm going to book my own flight. And that's what I did. So we left Monday afternoon, got back in about 1 a.m. Thankfully, my son's dad was able to come pick us up from the airport. Um, so, yes, I this week has been like tiring from that alone. And then I got sick while I was there too. So I'm trying to get over all of that as well. My purpose and goal was not to be around people in Portland and really not even to let people know that I was there for real. I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to be with my brother, and that's what I did. I did have a little kickback or whatever, and I did invite certain people. They weren't able to make it for their own reasons, and that's totally fine. Um, but I did have a kickback, and we had a game night or whatever, me, Buki, and my brother. And it was fun. It was hilarious. I had a good time. Um, and I got to see Buki again the whole time I was there, pretty much. So seeing her for twice in a month was fantastic for me because I don't get to see her at all. I also got to see Amber for a little bit, and my brother cooked. I miss my brother's cooking for real, for real. I miss it. Um, but Buki brought me the okra from the Tab collection, garlic, the garlic one, hidden. It was so bomb. It was so bomb because in Houston they ran out like that. Everything was gone. Um, but yeah, I had a good time. Duda did well on the plane. There was really no issues or anything until he stuck his fingers in somebody's drink, which was hilarious. She still drank her drink too, which was interesting to see. But she didn't have no problem with it or whatever. She laughed or whatever. I was like, oh, it's totally fine. He's so adorable. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, the trip was fine. The trip was good until I got sick. Didn't like that. And it was like a slow progression of sickness. It was so pain. My ears hurt so bad on the plane though. Like, so as much as I can, I'm going to avoid getting on the plane when sick. I didn't know it affected you when you were sick. I thought it was just like when you had ear infections, but no, it's just sickness. Okay. And it was so painful. It felt like needles in my ears. It was, my head was hurting. It was the worst pain ever. Um, But yeah, it was a good trip, good time. And next, you will get the rest of the video. So anyway, um, I also got some really heartbreaking news while I was in Portland. Um, and I can't even really share the details or really even specifics because I don't think um, the family wants everyone to know because the people that I thought would know did not know. And I only found out because I asked I asked a specific question and nobody knew the answer. So I had to have somebody ask somebody to get the answer for me. Um, and then yeah, it I I can't even say and I hate that I even brought it up and I can't even say specifics or anything, but the biggest loss in my life, one of the biggest losses in my life, I found out that um how do I even say it? I'm sorry guys. But I just found out some news about um the whole situation, not really, about the whole burial situation. I'll just say that I did not know before, and it feels as if I am like just hearing about it, the loss for the very first time is how I felt about it when I heard the news, um, or got the information. Um, and I really don't know. I don't even know how to process it, how to go about it, how to really even feel about it. Well, I know how I feel about it. I am upset because I did not know. And I am not family, but with how close we were, I would have thought that I would have had some type of heads up. I thought I would have had some type of insight a little bit, um, and I didn't. And I don't. I still don't. And I don't really understand that part or whatever. It kind of makes me feel like I did something wrong, even though I know I didn't do anything wrong to the person. So I kind of feel like I did something wrong to the family, even though I know I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong, but I feel so disconnected and like out of the loop and just not involved whatsoever. And that really hurts my feelings and it makes me um, sad and upset or whatever because a loss is one thing, and then to not feel connected at all to the person in any type of like way. I mean, I'm always connected to the person because the person was my person, you know. But um, I just feel so disconnected about how everything went about and is going about and all of this stuff, you know. So it really hurt my feelings to know that something happened that is very important and critical um, to know, and I didn't know, and it hurts my feelings. Like I've been trying to reach out. I had been trying to reach out to like their mom, and I wasn't ever hearing much back or anything back. Actually, not much, but anything. I wasn't hearing anything back at all. So I would just try to give space and whatever. I would talk to their brother here and there or whatever, try to communicate with him and whatnot, and that kind of died down as well. And I mean, I'm not expecting for people to like hold my hand and like help me walk through this grieving process. I'm not, because they have their own process, you know what I'm saying? Um, I just feel like, can I have a piece of something? And I don't feel like I have anything except my memories. And that sucks. That sucks. So, yeah, like some people, and honestly, I don't talk to a lot of people back home, and and I don't talk to a lot of the people that was in um my friend circle either. So a lot of the things that may have taken place to celebrate and to remember and all of that, I wasn't involved in those things. One, because I'm in Houston, so it's not like I could be involved in anything. Um, but there's never like a reach out or a check in or a check up. I'm getting emotional now. There's never like a, it's never that. It's never a check in or a checkup or how are you? Um, like you good. Like it's never those things. It's not even like when the service happened, right? It no one asked me if I was coming to town. If no one asked me if I was going to be there for it. Um, no one in the family, even though I was communicating with a brother, it was just assumed that I wasn't coming to town. And I understand that I'm in Houston. It was such a short notice, I guess. Um, I don't know, but that was never asked of me. Like, I kind of feel like, what did I do? Like, what did I do to not be included on almost any of it, on anything? What did I do? That's kind of how I feel. Like I did something wrong. I know I didn't do anything wrong, but that's like what happened for me to not be thought of um, to any extent. And I'm thankful that I was able to go to the service and I was um, able to go to the service and be there for that. I am very thankful for that and grateful for that because um, it was limited seating because of COVID or whatever, and um, so I am appreciative. I really am appreciative for that. For that, yeah. So the news that I received was very disturbing for me and heartbreaking, very heartbreaking. So it's as if I am processing it all over again with new information and kind of new feelings as well because why? And that's a question that I kind of want to pose, and I know some people that have um, had to unfortunately bury family members, excuse me, bury family members and um, even some siblings or whatever. And so My question really is, if there's a meet, right, of your relative and they've known each other since forever, right? Would you try to include them in some type of way so they don't feel left out? Or would you just focus on just the family and let that be that? Because I really want to know because I haven't buried anyone close to me or whatever. Um, so I don't have that perspective and I don't have that experience to really say, oh, this is what I would do, whatever, whatever. I'm just going off of, how I feel about how things have happened to me in this situation from this side of it. And that's all I have. That's all the experience I have. But it is hurtful um, to like not be considered or thought of if you are in that process and you do know of someone that's really close to um, someone that you have to bury or whatever, and they are not involved on any level. It is it is hurtful. It's hurtful. Um, like I was talking to like this is another hypothetical situation, and Lord willing, my brother never passes Um, anytime soon. But I was talking to him just about his relationship with one of his friends, and he was saying how they've been friends since like pre-K or whatever, and I never knew that or whatever, and they have been friends for a very long time. And he was like, "That's like really my friend for real, for real. We've been friends for forever since like pre-K or whatever." And I was like, "What? I didn't even know." And they still talk, they still communicate. Like that's his friend, his brother. And thinking like if something would have happened to my brother, I would definitely like call. I would definitely like let his friend know and be involved as much as he uh, wanted to, you know, because that's their best friends. That's his brother. Like, he's been around for forever. I know he would want a piece of him in some type of way, be involved in some type of way, be considered, not necessarily involved, but be considered, in some type of capacity. um, yeah, so that's that because I don't really want to cry on camera. And I have not cried yet after receiving this piece of information. I almost cried when I heard the possibility of it. But I kind of stopped myself because I was like, no, like that couldn't have happened. Like, no way. Um, but yes, way that happened. And I text Bookie because I was like, I'm gonna just cry in the shower. Got in the shower and I showered and just forgot about the crying part. And I told Bookie that, and she was like, "Well, now regular cry." I did not regular cry. Um, I said this before, but it takes so much for me to actually cry once the moment of me crying has passed. If I don't cry, then it takes so much um, for me to cry again. So yes, I'm gonna miss this opportunity now because I'm not crying on camera. But yeah, so if you are in the process of having to lay someone to rest and they do have somebody that was really, really close to them that is not in the family, I would just suggest that they are considered in some way. And also, my question still is my question, like, do you consider them if you are laying someone to rest and they have this person that they've been in their lives since pre-K, like my brother and his best friend? Do you consider that person? Because again, I haven't been on that side of it. I just am on this side of it. And it hurts over here to not be considered. Um, but yeah, that's that. That was my Portland trip. I had a good time with my brother. Had a good time with Buki. I even saw Amber for a little bit. Buki brought me the okra because the okra from the tab collection had been gone here in Houston like immediately. I got one jar, and that was the peppered lemon one, bomb. But she had the other one, the garlic something, whatever something. So she saved some of that for me. So I was able to try that. And she gave me some of the teas or whatever, which are good, great, fantastic. And I don't know why y'all allowing Burgerville to be as expensive as it is, but y'all need to do something about that because Burgerville does not need to be as expensive as it is, and it's a la carte. It's not a meal. I'm gonna need somebody to fix it. It's expensive, and it don't need to be that expensive. Bring them prices down just a tad. I don't care if y'all growing the food in the back and it's going from the back to the kitchen. The prices don't need to be that high. Burgerville is expensive. I was like, why? What? No. Anyway, rant tangent. Um, hmm, um, I also have Fire on the Mountain wings, and why do y'all like them? I be hearing about Fire on the Mountain, and but why do y'all like them? Because the wings I had were just wings. Excuse me, they were just regular wings. I don't understand the hype. They be hyped up. I don't know why. Excuse me. This is the cold that I'm trying to get rid of. Um, but there was this meme that I saw on Facebook, right? And it said, "I'm so glad my parents didn't have a Ring camera when I was growing up." And my friend, her caption was like, "No, my mom had the Holy Spirit that just told everything that you were doing." Honestly, you know, to be real honest, okay? Sorry for whatever family is about to watch this. Excuse me. I had the Holy Spirit growing up, right? I'm not saying nobody else didn't have the Holy Spirit. I had the Holy Spirit. That is why I didn't do as much as I could have done, and um, I wasn't interested in a lot of things either. Because the I'm not gonna say I had the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit had me, okay, at a young age. Um, it, the Holy Spirit kept me from a lot of things. Even while I was doing the things, He was still keeping me from it, okay? Um, also, I later found out that my brother had kept tabs on me while he was away in college. So there's that as well. So it wasn't really my mom and the Holy Spirit, no. And also, I wasn't sneaking out of nothing. I wasn't sneaking out and I wasn't sneaking in. So if I left, I just left the house. When I came back is when I came back. That's why I said the Holy Spirit kept me. Because when I left, I left. And when I came back, I came back. And that was just that. Um, yeah. So I, if I wasn't sneaking nowhere, like I had a key, so I came in and I left. And I left and came in. Or I guess I was sneaking on a couple. There was a couple occasions I was sneaking in. I was sneaking. Um, so no ring camera for that. Yay. But if the ring camera is in the front, there's a back. We had a back door. Anyway, but also, again, that's why I say the Holy Spirit was keeping me. Um, because I was at parties, I was at house parties, I was at parties that got shot up, I was at parties at Boys and Girls Club that eventually got shot up. I was on buses late coming home from parties, people drinking and smoking and all of the things. And all of this, a lot of this stuff happened like middle school. It was like um, probably middle school going into high school, I think, because I feel like after high school, I wasn't doing as much as I was doing before, which is crazy because you would think in high school you'd be doing all the things. No, it was really middle school, probably like seventh, eighth grade, and then um, the summer before ninth grade. All the parties, all the parties, people drinking, people smoking, um, just hanging out in places that I should not have been in. People with gang members and people getting, not people getting shot, but house parties getting shot up, or people thinking the house party about to get shot up, or going to a house party where people do a molly. um, it was a crazy time. It was a fun time. It was a crazy time though. Just around. It was around, it's not even like I was really interested in doing some of the or going to some of the places I went. I just went along to go. Um, up until I think that was my freshman year or sophomore year. Um, but the house party where Mia got shot or whatever was literally two houses down from where I lived, and my friends had stopped by my house. I didn't even know about the house party, which is strange because usually Um, I know because my friends know, so we all talking about it. We about to go. That's usually how it goes, or whatever. But this time, I knew nothing about it. I'm at the house chilling, watching whatever, and my friends at the time came up and was like, knocked on my house because clearly the house party is down the street, literally two houses down, and yeah, two or three houses down. And they're like, "Hey, you coming to the party or whatever?" And I was like, "What party?" And so they told me, and I was like, "No, I'm cool." And they was like, "You not coming? You sure? Whatever." I was like, "No, I'm not. I'm good actually." And I didn't go, and I don't know when because I fell asleep. But the party got shot up. Stray bullet hit Mia, and she ended up having to go to the hospital or whatever. Had surgeries and all that. Couldn't walk at first for a while. I think all of the stuff. um, yeah. So it was around, and I don't know why, but not even after that, because of that situation, that I wasn't no longer going to house parties, but a little before then, I was just cool on house parties. I was over it by that time. Went to so many house parties that summer, the years before, so I wasn't. It was old and played out, and I didn't want to. I didn't want to do the stuff anymore. I wasn't interested. Like, it's the same stuff all the time. I don't want to. I don't want to do it. And so I didn't. And and it's so funny because later on I got older out of high school. I was at Dante's shop, and I don't even know how my brother came up or whatever. We was talking about, I don't even remember what we was talking about actually. And he was like, nah, your brother been checking up on you. And I was like, hmm? What are you talking about? He was like, Your brother, since your brother been gone, your brother has kept tabs on you. And I was like, what? Now, my brother left for college um, in 2003. And when I was talking to Dante at that time, I think that was probably, I am making up years because I really don't know. All my years run together. But honestly, I think it was when I was talking to him that time, I think it was when my friend Tiara got married. So I don't know the year, but I think it was then. And that was a long time between that. We are adults now. And so I was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, your brother been keeping tabs on you since he went to college." I was like, "I never knew that." Um, never knew. So nope, no ring camera was needed, and no Holy Spirit of my mom's was needed because the Holy Spirit had me, and my brother kept tabs on me as well. It was those two things. Um, I remember, I remember my This is not a good story, but my friends and I were coming home from, I don't know, it was late, maybe 11 o'clock at night, and 11 o'clock at night or whatever, and we were on the bus. It was late. We were on the bus. We were on the number eight, and some dude got on there acting real stupid, right? So we got off the bus, and because we didn't want no parts, so we got off the bus or whatever, and so they was like, "Well, who's gonna come get us? Who's gonna come get us?" I don't know why I thought my mom would do that. I don't know why I don't know. So I called my mom and I was like, such, and I told her what happened. And she was like, "What, huh?" And I was telling her what happened or whatever. And she was like, not coming to get us. So I hung up the phone because I was irritated and annoyed at the fact that we are out in the middle of the street somewhere and you're not getting up to come get us. After I just told you the dude was acting real weird and sketchy and psychotic on the bus. Okay. So I hung up in her face at that. Not too long later, not too much long later, my brother calls me. My brother calls me and was like, "What are you doing?" And I told him. And he was like, "Okay." He was like, "I understand why you're upset, why you're irritated." He was like, "Just don't hang up in her face anymore." I was like, "But it just doesn't make sense." And I was so mad. I was so mad. And he was like, I understand, but just, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. It was my brother that was keeping me, the Holy Spirit that was keeping me while I was out in the streets running amok. um, yeah. So next week, I don't know what I'm gonna talk about next, but next week will be much better, guys. Okay, because I told y'all like update y'all on my counseling stuff too, right? So I have like one and a half clients. I had a consultation with another client who booked his first session. So that's really like two. No, it's two and a possible for y'all spades players. It's really two and a possible. Two and a possible. You know what I'm saying? I have one really consistent client, another one that I see probably once every so often, um, and then this new potential one. So that's two and a possible. And I'm excited about it. I really am excited about this journey. It is so kind of tough with this whole transition thing, transitioning and working. I'm still doing both jobs, so adding the clients to my schedule already, and like fitting them in and working with Duda. And I've really been thinking about that too, like how it's going to be when I'm really adding on clients and he's being very active, you know? So that's been on my mind. I don't really know how that's going to work out or how, I don't know. But that's that. But I am excited about my clients and the cases that I'm building, my caseload that I'm building. I'm excited about it. Um, yes, that is the update of my current life right now. um, I haven't said this in a while, but if you have any topics or um, yeah, topics or discussions that you want me to go over, I said that wrong. If you have any topics that you want me to discuss, and you want my feedback on, please let me know. I will be happy to do my little research on it and bring it on here as a podcast topic, and I can give my clinical perspective on it. Um, and you can send in topics to either my Facebook or my Instagram, My Heart Speaks LLC. Again, it's My Heart Speaks LLC. On Facebook and on Instagram. And then you can also go to my website if that is better for you. It's myheartspeaks.online, myheartspeaks.online. There you will see all of my paintings that are for sale, my mugs that are for sale, the links to my children's book, my journal, and my children's book, my journals. Yeah, and my blogs are on there too if you want to read a couple of the topics that I went through on there. But thank you so much for joining me. Excuse me, joining me again. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your time. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any topics, let me know. If you want to contribute to the podcast, that would be greatly appreciated. I believe it's 99¢, $4.99, and $9.99. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Blessings.